Fam, I hope everybody's doing well. So first of all, I want to say, Happy New Year's Eve. As this is being dropped, pun intended, it is New Year's Eve. So I will apologize if this seems a little rushed. I had a video already shot. Some things happen. I'm going to have to reshoot it. I have to wait a couple of days to reshoot it. So in the meantime, I wanted to get you guys some content on New Year's Eve. So I just got off work. It is now 10 till 7 in the morning. So I'm going to shoot this real quick, get it edited, and get it uploading so I can go to bed. So this was a drop, mass drop collab with GAVKO. So this is the GAVKO Thresher. Ignore the box because the box is for a nurse, but the guy I did the trade with already kind of let me know that. He just wanted me to have it in a box. I had an LMAX and blue and black fat carbon Towser K that I traded for this. I already had excuse me, I'm so sorry. I already had one LMAX Kaiser that got carried a lot more. My Cormorant. The Towser is a great blade. I have another one. It's just the really nice one didn't get carried often. So as is the way with my knives, if they don't get carried, they go to the way of the dinosaur. So want these with these, you do get them. This is how they come. You have a drop pouch as well as a fairly large drop cloth. So this is more of the the Civivi size cloth. So we'll get that set back up here. We'll get to the knife. This is a slightly modified knife, but I'll go over that information with you guys as we get to it. So we'll just kind of first of all come in here. So this is the bronzed titanium. So it does have titanium hardware, and this is a full titanium frame lock. As you can see there, it is S35VN. So some awesome contouring and milling on the scales. So this is OEM'd by We for GAVKO. So you can see there you've got the inset screws. So you will see here, first of all, there is just the slightest bit of detent lash. It's not a big deal for me, just acknowledging that it's there, because I would acknowledge it on any knife. So you do have just a little bit. Let's see, I'm going to get it up here. So you have a little bit of detent lash. All right, we'll come over to the pocket clip side. So there is your drop logo. You do again have the titanium frame lock with the bronzed hardware. This one has a anodized titanium clip that does not come that way. And then this is typically a stone-washed blade. So that probably has a lot to do with the detent lash, as the original owner did a blade swap with this. So this probably is why. Again, I know that if you blade swap, a lot of times you can get lock rock, detent lash, all sorts of other things, because the handles are tuned to the blade from the factory. So, but either way, still has an awesome action. The reverse flick is really good on it. The thumb flick action is really good on it. Detent's tuned really well, even with the little bit of detent lash you've got there. Really nice hydraulic action with this thing. It's not super guillotine-y, but I like that. I prefer it that way, to where it's just let the I would say flipper, but in this case it doesn't have a flipper. That's where the blade hits the stop pin. Just bring it down and let that part hit your thumb, and you're past the detent, so there's no double clutch. You just let it drop. We'll get into the blade here. So again, this is S35VN. There is your GAVKO logo, and just a great looking blade. You got this really cool kind of a double bevel going on here. It is, or a double swoop, I'm sorry. The blade is beveled. It's not crowned, but it is beveled. Almost like a swedge, but it's not, I don't want to know if I'd want to call it a swedge or not. It may be what it's called, but so you do have kind of this unique, almost drop point, clip point. Well, it is a clip point because that's clipped out, but it's got a lot of belly to it. The other side is completely sterile, no markings at all. You do have a very, very acute tip. Nice and stabby. Grind lines look really good. Factory grind there. So you do see you have a very generous sharpening choil there. The thumb studs should not get in the way from what I'm seeing there. So you do have plenty of room for sharpening. Now, from what I understand, from what the gentleman told me, that this knife is factory edge, not been cut or anything like that. So we're going to test that, see if it is a decent edge. If it's not, I'm really not going to hold it to the knife just because, again, I'm going off the word of someone. But it looks like, I'd say it's pretty good. I mean, we're getting some squirrelies off of just shaving the paper. Let's test it. Oh, yeah. Well, it looks like we got a catch right there, right somewhere towards the heel of the blade. Tip. I don't know. It's really weird. It's a shaving paper, but then it's also just wanting to rip it too. That could just be me. Okay, so yeah, it won't push cut, but it will slice. So if you're seeing that, I'll try to find another spot here on the paper. So as long as you're just casting it through, it will slice, but it won't push cut, which for me, push cutting is what I expect. So that's all good. Like I said, I'm not going to hold that against the knife, or GAVKO, just because that is a second-hand knife. So all of the fit and finish, any fit, finish, edge issues, anything like that, I just kind of assume that there may have been some use or something of that nature. And like I said, this knife has been disassembled, been modified, so, but all in all, I like it. Ergonomics on it are really great as far as the knife in general. I've been a fan of GAVKO's designs for a while. You're talking, oh God, I don't know, 2008, 2009, somewhere around in there. Back when he first started doing his YouTube, and he was doing some custom fixed blades. I was actually lucky enough to win one of his original fixed blades. Got lost in a move, which really sucks, but it is what it is. So I've kind of been wanting to get one of his knives for quite a while. So this was nice to get a hold of that. Again, it reverse flicks really well. Ring finger flick it. I mean, index flick it, middle finger flick it. Might even be able to ring finger flick it. Nah, I ain't gonna be able to do that. But thumb stud action, again, is really good. I really like the larger thumb studs. You've got, let's see how the lockup is on it. Try to get you in there. So you've got really good lockup. It has a very large lock bar insert, which you can see there. We've got plenty of, we're just dead nuts, perfect lockup. We've got some, so maybe that's why. So I haven't even honestly paid any attention to that. We've got some serious off-centering issues there. And I kind of see why too. So I would typically not put my screw on my show side. That is something that I would put my screw on my clip side. Oh, look at there. Okay. So we have no more detent lash. That thing was just loose as all get out. Still you know, hydraulic shut. So ever since I took this knife in on trade, it's just been sitting on my desk. I flipped it a bunch. So I probably loosened the pivot up on it. Yeah, so I'll end up putting some. So just in case you guys need to know, this right here, this is what you need for your pivots. Just this. You don't need a bunch of fancy crap. You don't need super glue. You don't need, you know, whatever, Loctite, something, another, no. Vibrotite right here. This is a reusable thread locker. So I get the big one. I have the small one as well. This is a little it's a little hard to use. I like having the paint on aspect of it. So you just put the screw on the edge of your screwdriver. You know, just paint a nice coat on the threads. Set your screwdriver standing up. Let it dry. You have to let it dry for, I believe it's 10 minutes. Let me just double check that here. I always let it go for about 10 minutes. Yeah. So fill your threads about 50% of the way. Dry for 10 to 30 minutes before assembling. So typically what I'll do is when I'm disassembling my knives, cleaning or whatever, I'll go ahead and pull my, if I know I'm going to have to Loctite them, I will pull the pivot screw first to go ahead and Loctite it, have it setting over here out of the way, you know, ready to go. And then by the time I get the knife disassembled, cleaned, reassembled, the pivot will be dry and it's ready to go. You know, of course, clean it with alcohol, blah, blah, blah. But I've never had an issue with that stuff coming undone. Never had an issue with its, you know, locking up a screw or anything like that. I used it in the automotive industry for a long time. So I'd honestly forgotten about it until my boy Sharif, which is funny enough, he's another car guy. I'm not sure if that's where he had used it or not, or where he found it or not, but Sharif had brought it up in a live one day, and I was like, oh yeah, that's what I need. I had honestly forgotten that forgotten all about it and forgotten that it's something that I used to use all the time. So, but yeah, so as you can see, again, the knife is got a good action to it, especially now that the pivot's tight. Take a look at some specs here real quick. So let's get right there on that tip. So we are right at, I might as well say 3.5 inch blade. I mean, just closest makes no difference. I mean, the cutting edge is right at 3.5 inches. Overall, we are almost dead nuts on 8 inches. And I'm sorry, I'm not meaning to keep saying that. I know that's lefty saying, but we're right there at that 8 inch mark. Again, now we are just with simply tightening up the pivot. We are centered. Let's go ahead and take a look at the weight on this thing, because it's not a super heavy knife. It's not super light either, but it's not super heavy for being a full titanium frame lock. It's got a decent blade stock to it as well. So we are at 4.8 ounces. So again, like I said, not a light knife, but it doesn't feel super heavy just because of the ergonomics of it. 3.5 inch blade. You know, we're not quite where we want to be on the blade length to weight, you know, that 1-to-1. But yeah, it's not a perfect world, is it? Of course, this does have a little bit longer handle, a little more, you know, kind of intrinsic handle. It does have a full length backspacer. That definitely adds to the weight there. And there is, I don't know if y'all are going to be able to see down in there. Let's see. Let's get a little bit of light on the subject. There is absolutely zero milling on the inside of the scales, but there's a ton on the outside, but absolutely nothing on the inside. They're just flat slabs of titanium. So, yeah. Well, I appreciate everybody for watching. Again, I hope y'all have an absolutely epic New Year's coming up. Y'all will not see another video from me this year. This will be the last one. Of course, I'm not going to upload 2 in one day. I wish I could, but I can't right now. So, and, you know, just bring in the New Year safely. Hope everybody has a great time with family and loved ones, partying, whatever you want to do. Just be safe, be smart. You know, I will say don't go out and drinking and driving. Don't do anything stupid. You know, my life changed forever because of a drunk driver. So I hope y'all, nobody that's watching this is stupid enough to do that. So as always, y'all, be kind, be humble, be EDC, and we'll see you in 2024. Take care.